What's up, y'all? This is Meaka Brown, herbalist apprentice and owner of Babes Handmade, the all-natural body butter and scrub company. Today, we're celebrating for 2020 with a little demonstration on how to make a relaxing body butter or massage oil using cannabis and some other items you may have in your house. Here we go. So today's demonstration is going to show you how to make a body butter or a massage oil using some bud, CBD, and just regular ingredients you might have in your house. Let's start with the fats. This is olive oil, just regular extra virgin olive oil from Stop and Shop. Almond oil if you have some. None of y'all have any of my homemade coconut oil, but that's another story for another day. And if you have some beeswax, that could make your life really great. And here I have some shea butter for those of us that like our butters a little bit on the thicker side. If you have some herbs in the house, maybe some fresh lavender, fresh dried lavender, rose petals, calendula, chamomile tea, pop that out, and we can add it to it to make it smell even better. If you don't have any fresh herbs or flowers, you can use essential oils. Here I have fresh ginger, frankincense, and lemongrass. A few other things you'll be needing: coffee grinder, a metal strainer, and some cheesecloth, 4-quart pot with lid, and a cookie sheet with a towel. So guys, the first step in this process is to grind your bud. So what you want to do is take it and break it up into small pieces and stick it into your grinder. That piece was small, so I'm just going to put it in there. You want to set your grinder to coarse because you don't really want a fine or medium blend. You just want it to be a quick coarse cut. Then I'm just going to press this, pulse a couple times. And as you see, we have kind of a coarse pulse there of cannabis. I'm going to empty this into my handy dandy mason jar here. So the next step is decarboxylation. Yes, a big, huge, fancy word for combustion. Basically, all it means is to heat up or cook your weed. Every time you put heat to your joint, you're decarboxylating or just lighten up your joint. So the way I like to do my decarb for body butters is put my flour in a mason jar, seal the lid, not too tight, but just tight enough. Put it on a cookie sheet with a kitchen towel. Before I put it in the oven, I kind of like to spray a little water on the towel. I'm going to lay this flour like so, and every 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to take it out and give it a shake. So set your oven to 240 and your timer to 90 minutes. Okay guys, so as I said before, we're going to decarboxylate. We're going to place our flour on our cookie sheet with our towel, stick it in the oven, 240 for 90 minutes. So while our flour is decarboxylating, we're going to get ready for the next step, which is infusion. I have here a 4-quart pot with a dish towel inside. I'm going to add water to it. So now that I've filled up my pot halfway, I'm going to put it on to boil. Then I'm going to check on our bud that's decarbing in the oven. Give it a good shake. Woo, hot. Caught it. Just give it a good shake. Put it back in the oven. Come back in another 15 minutes. Okay guys, so it's been an hour and 90 minutes and we've shaked and stopped and shaked and stopped. So now we're gonna move on to the next process, which is infusion. So I'm gonna take this flour out of the oven. So we've let this flour cool for a little bit. And now we're gonna open this up. And now comes the fun part. We're gonna transfer that flour into this jar because we're gonna add a little bit of tea to it. And by tea, I mean the rosebuds, the calendula, and the lavender. I've chosen these flowers because they're known to be calming and relaxing. Roses have a beautiful scent after they've been infused. Calendula is amazing on the skin. And lavender, well, who doesn't like lavender for all its relaxing properties? So we're adding this flour to this big jar here. We're gonna shake, get out as much of it as you can. I'm gonna add the rosebuds, some calendula, and some lavender. I've added about an ounce of each. Yes, I know they look different, but the texture of roses is a lot finer than calendula, which is really puffy, and lavender is really, really small. But all in all, it was about an ounce of each. I'm gonna shake the jar up just a little bit, like so. Get everything settled. And to it, I'm gonna add our olive oil that we talked about earlier. Many of you use olive oil just for cooking, but most people don't realize that olive oil is amazing for the skin. And since we're using this as a massage oil / body butter, we might as well just use some good old-fashioned olive oil. So I filled the jar all the way up to the top, and as you see, the bubbles are starting to come up, letting all the air out. I'm gonna seal this jar as tight as I can. After I give this a really good shake, just to get everything all mixed in together, I'm gonna put this in here. And it looks like the water's only reaching up half of the jar, so I'm just gonna add some more water to the pot. Place the lid and let it simmer. Now, here we go again. There's gonna be conflicting arguments about how long to let this simmer. You're gonna hear anywhere from 4 hours to 8 hours. I like to do 6 hours. That's just me. But there has been a few times that I've let this thing go all day and totally forgot. So there's that. What you're gonna end up with is a very luscious, beautifully smelling olive oil. As long as you keep the water filled up to just above the neck of the jar, you'll be fine. 6 hours, guys. Let's go find something else to do. Okay guys, we're back at the desk here, and we've got our balm that we infused for 6 hours. Now we're gonna strain it. So I don't know about you guys, but I have this really wonderful, really big metal strainer. I'm gonna strain it into this bowl here. First, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the massage oil, because that's really easy and it's pretty straightforward. You're just basically straining the oil from the flour in this jar. It smells amazing. The lavender is coming through on top of everything. Just goes to show a little bit of lavender goes a long way. So there's your flour that you put in. There's your roses and your calendula. I'm just gonna give this a good shake till I see no more liquids coming out. And we herbalists, we put our hands right on in there and we just push. Be careful because these flowers are hot. put it aside. So now you have your infused oils. To this, I'm gonna add a little bit of lemongrass, which is one of my favorite essential oils. Just gonna do about 15 drops. One of the reasons why I'm using lemongrass is because it's so uplifting. It has the power to really take you from a low place to a very high place in a matter of minutes, especially when you massage it into your skin. I make a balm called lemongrass grapefruit, which is infused with lemongrass, grapefruit, ginger, and ylang ylang. And I can just say that is my #1 seller because everyone loves to put it on in the morning and just really wake up with that scent. Anyway, let's get back. I'm also gonna add some frankincense. Yes, frankincense from the Bible, from when Jesus was born. Frankincense is amazing for inflammation. Yeah, frankincense is really great for inflammation. So if you're trying to relax some stressed out muscles or you got a little tension in your body, the frankincense will definitely help you with that. So I'm gonna just take one of my bamboo sticks here and just stir everything together. I'm going to try and strain out about half a cup. I'm just going to pour it into this jar I have here. And there you go. Now, for those of you who want a butter, who want something just a little bit stronger than, you know, a massage oil, don't get me wrong though, this massage oil is dope, especially if you heat it up. We're gonna add a little bit of beeswax and a little bit of shea butter. And that's just gonna make this balm really, really thick and a little bit more luscious. So I'm just gonna add this piece of shea butter, which is a little bit more than an ounce. And I'm gonna add some beeswax to it. I've got beeswax that's already been put into liquid form over at my work stand. I'm just gonna run over and grab some really quickly. I'm only gonna add an ounce to this and then I'll be right back. So I've added some beeswax, and as you see, that's the ring that has formed on the side of the bowl. So you know that pot of water that we had, we're not finished with it yet. We're gonna double boil this so that we can mix all the shea butter and the beeswax in at a high temperature. Beeswax does not stay liquid. It stays pretty much in a solid form unless it's under constant heat. So we're just gonna take this into the kitchen, put it on top of that pot of boiling water that you had while stirring it, just to mix it all in. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's go get it. So let's take this bowl, put it right here. Hopefully most of you are familiar with the double boil method. That's basically what this is. So I've got this over high heat. I'm just gonna let this beeswax and this shea butter melt in here. This isn't gonna be like a super duper whipped butter just because the base is olive oil, but it will harden and it will have that balmy butter feel to it. So as you see, I'm just forcing the beeswax back into the bowl. You guys don't even begin to understand how great this smells. It smells amazing. The lavender and lemongrass, who knew? Totally winging it today. But I may have found a new smell profile. And look at that. See how it's just dissolving? Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Nelly Pro Tools, the cameraman here, is looking a little anxious. Shout out Nelly Pro Tools, y'all. He's really getting it in today as the cameraman. Also want to shout out Lisa Finelli at Boston Cannabis Week. Guys, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat off. And we gotta move really quickly because the beeswax is gonna make this harden up. All right, guys, I'm going back to my workbench. See you in a second. All right, guys, so we're gonna pour this butter into here. Now I'm just gonna pour it into this jar. Close it up. Now, if you want to get this to get hard real quick, stick it in the freezer. If not, just let it sit and it'll slowly harden up on its own and you'll have a butter. That's it. So I hope you all enjoyed this little demonstration today for 420. We made a canna butter using essential oils and fresh, well, not fresh, but dried herbs. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me at Babes Handmade at Instagram and Facebook. And I hope you guys have a great 420. I know you know what I'm about to go do. Peace.